Hello everyone and good evening. This is Triple Valve 62 at the depot saying welcome and mind the doors. So today I'm going to be talking about how to improve the pickup system on an already existing ready to run model, and I'm going to show you how I did it and how you can do it at home and the results you can achieve the same as I. Anyway, the story behind the project. Well, basically today I got a loco out of the box that I very rarely run, and you just have one. You might have one of those days at home where you think, on your railway, whatever scale it may be, or whatever size it may be, from a big loft, garden shed, to a small room in the house, it's your railway and you do what you like with it. So you might have a day like where you think, you know what, I haven't run this for a long time, let me get out of the box and give it a run, give it a spin around the track, give it some fresh air. And that's what I did today with this particular model I'm going to show you in a minute. And all went okay until it went over a set of my install frog points and it just stalled. So I thought, well, every other loco I've got in my collection, be it Lima, even Airfix, right up to the modern Hornby stuff, has no problems. So this one particular loco decided to stall my set of points. So did the obvious, lifted it carefully off the track, put it to one side here on the bench, cleaned the track but manually with my track rubber, even though I've got an electronic track cleaner of the Gauge Master type, twin frequency. Put it back on the track, same problem. So took it off again. Checked the wheels underneath, gave them a clean manually with some emery cloth. Checked all that, checked those, there were no loose wires in the connections anywhere, no. Checked the back of the wipers on the wheels, no. Stuck it on the track, same problem. So I took the loco off and I had a ponder about it. I thought, I'll take it apart and have a look. And I found something very strange, and I will show you exactly how I rectified it. So without further ado, let's bring the patient onto the table. So this evening's patient and guest of the show will be in here. You might have seen this loco before in previous layout videos, and also when I first got it I did a review on it, so I'm not going to do a review on this. So if you want to hear about this loco more in detail, just check out the review I did on it on my channel at the very beginning, back in the early days. And here it is. It's good old Roy Castle OBE, class 47 by Lima, in EWS livery, runner number 47786. Now then, the problem I had is what I found inside. So I'm going to just take this loco body off, and I'll pause this a minute, and when we come back the body shell will be off, and I'll show you all the technical parts of what I did and keep it as simple as possible so you can do the same results and have a go yourself at home. So stay tuned. Okay, welcome back to part 2. And I'll re-zoom the camera out. Sorry about that, I left it on zoom. Anyway, I'm going to show you a little nifty trick before I show you what I've done in terms of improving the pickups on these class 47 lit by Lima. A little neat trick I came up with just purely by accident. These little round type washers, they don't have to be that wide in diameter, but any small washer that fits over these pins here in the middle, and these pins here, when you pull them up, they're on a spring system. So inside the pickup bogie there is a similar large type spring that sits against the normal small spring, and that basically presses against the axles of the wheels and creates the pickups, or part of the pickup system basically, and also allows it to be a little bit more spring loaded. But the point is, this little pivot here is on a spring system, so you can basically lift it up like so with your fingers. When it goes as far as it will travel, there's a groove that's been machined into the bottom of that pin, which corresponds with this slotted pickup clip that goes in sort of thus so. What happens is, over a period of time, depending on how much use the loco's had or how old it is, I find that these grooves in this clip here, they tend to wear and they get a bit loose with its relation to the pin. So sometimes there's a little bit of a loose connection there, and that can sometimes affect pickup. So what I did simply was get hold of a washer, chuck it over the top, no glue, no nothing, no soldering, no mess, and basically then once you lift up the pin again with your fingers, you slot that on there, and it's making perfect electrical contact because this is brass and this is obviously a conductive material, and when you put the two together you're guaranteed a nice good connection, and plus it gives it a bit of stability at the same time. So that was my simple little tip, and that was a little something I came up with earlier today, literally. So let's take this out here and show you what I've done, more importantly, to improve the pickup system. So let's lift it out of the way. I'll try and get the camera shot right, more into showing you what I've done. Do you know what? I might take this off the tripod and show you, because it's far more easier to do it off the tripod. So excuse me, the camera's going to go into helicopter mode in a minute. Right, let's just get this round here. Right, okay, so let's bring it, that's better, isn't it? There we go. Apologies folks. Anyway, so as you can see on this pickup bogie, it's important because this is going to pick up the power from one side of the track and put it through the other side of the motor, making your train go. Anyway, when I actually opened this up, I got a shock of my life, because there only was 2 pickups literally ever made for these models. Come on, sit there, you bugger. Right, that's better. Okay, so looking at this, there was this pickup here. Let me bring it in a bit closer. There was this pickup, as you can see, and next door to it was another pickup on that wheel there, and it wasn't really doing that much of a job, but these were only 2 wheels that were picking up. This wheel here basically had no pickup. So what was happening was, as it was going over my install frog points on my layout, it was stalling, and I thought, what's going on? Why is this not working? As mentioned, I cleaned the wheels, cleaned the track, you name it, the normal things that you would check, and nothing was working. Yet all of my other locos in my collection worked perfectly fine. It wasn't until I took it apart I realised there were only just 2 wipers on these 2 wheels only. So I thought, what about if we was able to extend these wipers and add an additional 3rd wiper on that end wheel, like you see there? So I thought that would be great, but how do we do it without putting something too technical in there that would require obstructing the wheels, causing a derailment, or fouling the bogies in any way, shape or form? So what I came up with was this. So I'll just bring this out by my hand. And if you guys are familiar with Hornby's travelling post office set, the TPO, if you've got one of those at home, you all know, or have seen it, or heard about it, or even seen it on my layout. Hornby do what's called a travelling post office set, it's TPO for short, and it's based on the prototype of the train picks up and drops off mail on the move. Anyway, the Hornby supply the set with a pickup hook and a receiving bin, and to make it work, they supply you also with 2 additional operating ramps, and one will operate the drop-off bin and one will operate the pickup hook. And on the mail coach, the top and bottom doors will open accordingly. Now, to make those doors open on the track level, you have to have an operating ramp, which is disassembled, looks a bit like this. Right, excuse fingers. And then to make it spring up and down, so it obviously makes contact with the shoe of the operating ramp coach, you have to have a spring inside, and guess what? There's your spring, but also it's a nice little bit of brass. Look at that. So I thought, guess what? What we'll do, as you can see there, it's got 2 holes, and what I've done, I've got my little wire snips. I've literally cut off one end right through the centre of one of the holes, so we have a nice little strip of brass, and then I basically soldered it. Bring that in. My soldering is not fantastic, but I soldered that basically to the existing back edge of the original fitted wiper that Lima done, and extended that to a 3rd pickup to that wheel there, and just locked the end off with a little bit of overhang, and hey presto, resoldered the wire, and guess what? She picks up now on all those 3 wheels. Picks up really well. In fact, she's perfect. So when I fitted this, I found the wiper initially that I was going to fit tucked nice and simple behind the existing wiper. In fact, it was so good that you literally could leave it in place without any glue or anything like that at all. But I've just soldered it for number one for electrical connection reasons, and also that it's not going to come loose. But it fits quite tightly behind the original wiper, and as you can see, it does the job. And you can't see it apart from that angle. But who on a model railway exhibition is going to get down on their hands and knees and with a pair of binoculars and peek through your bogies? Anyway, who cares? It does the job. So there we go. So what I'll do now, I'll put this back together and I'll get it running and show you exactly what I mean. See you in a bit. Alright, as you can see, I've got this in a really low crawl speed with my Gauge Master DS simulator and blade, which is going across the points faultlessly. Look at that. Just remember, this is an old DC design model. Right, this is the points in question which she had problems with. And as you can see, no problem. Look at that. And that is how you run a good old-fashioned DC Lima Class 47 with improved pickups. Now there's a lot of people out there that have got really expensive DCC systems, feedback controllers, that sort of thing. Good luck to you. I'm neither for it nor against it. I'm just an old-fashioned model railway guy. I grew up with DC, and it's what I love. And as you can see, that is crawling at a nice slow speed over there. Let me just zoom in, I'll pick it up for you. Over the back there. On its way back to Temple Mills, no doubt. And that's one of the things I love about my hobby. I'm not sure if you guys feel the same way about model railways in general, but it's not just about running trains, it's about being able to do something and save money and being proud knowing that you've done something and it works, and you learn as you go along. And as you can see, that is just really smooth all the way. No problem with that at all. I say it doesn't really go with my layout as such, but I just liked it, so I thought I'd buy it at the time. And there we go. So that's it from me at the depot. So it's goodbye from everyone here at Bentley Park Model Railway, and I'll see you again soon with some more interesting and informative videos that will contain trains and not bees. See you later. Bye bye.